No, that's probably not a good idea right now.
No. Listen, I will happily talk about all the whiskeys I drank last night because there were many of them, and they're fantastic, and
nice.
I would like to come back and drink more of Jeff's whiskeys because they're amazing. The wide angle?
Wide angle.
The bag in my office. We forgot the wide angle thing for the periscoping thing.
Oh, shit.
He's trying to do he's trying to load that number. He's like, where's the wide angle? I'm like,
It's probably because they forgot the extension.
also you forgot the extension thing for the periscoping.
Is it John?
Yeah. Gabe says, fuck you.
Oh. Tell him hello.
This is yellow.
Is the cord?
Yeah, because
you forgot the the one that it's like the phone cable, classic phone cable.
Oh, the really, really long one.
Yeah.
Combination of the non-wide angle and the shorter one. I don't know if I looked through maybe it is in the box.
It's in the box. You have it.
I probably do have it. I'll look at my box at this point. It's a problem.
I know, Marcus is telling me the periscope's not working.
Yes, working, not working.
I don't know.
Is that Twitter icon pressed on the that far right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Let me look on mine here.
Yeah. Tell me whether or not something's going on here.
We're not going to be able to get our guests on.
Yeah, because we don't have the extension, we can't go that far out.
Can you do a sound?
Abe.
Profile view?
I know, that's a good idea. Abe. No one's listening to me.
Abe.
He's talking to Dylan.
Oh, Dylan Austin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Dylan's here. Mark's here. Hey.
Nice.
Abe. Why don't we just put it like this way? From like that angle?
Yeah.
All the way across.
Good job, John. Don't tell him I said that, though. I don't want him to think I had a good idea.
Obviously, we'd never want John to have a good idea.
Don't tell him that.
No, just angle a little more.
I mean, we can get where you're not in.
Yeah, nobody wants to see me anyway.
That's not true.
Look.
Oh.
Nice to get Emily and...
No,
We gotta go further back.
now, if we had if you take that piece off and put it on that, we can put it on the window and just get the whole angle from right there. AJ, where did AJ? Okay.
Is that John Barrett?
Yeah.
Fuck up.
John, shut the fuck up.
I heard that.
That's it. Periscope didn't post to Twitter, Brian, I've said.
Tell Brian to post it.
Brian,
Post it.
Johnny, give me the news feed.
How's Brian gonna post it? What do you mean?
Okay.
Let me get on Twitter here and see if it did something. I can look.
Did you click the icon? Are we broadcasting?
Wait, Dave, did you click broadcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brian said it didn't post.
I know. I told you it said there was a problem and it didn't post. Tell him to post.
Okay.
Go on Twitter, post, watch live.
Wait, yeah, can you give me the news feed?
I think it closes at like 2 or...
Also true.
Like that?
These three fold out.
I get my login for it.
Who thought that was a good idea?
God, no.
Oh, God. How far away from the microphone is he?
Abe?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. You hear him screaming. Let's see here. Twitter. Well, I see the link. I see the link come up here. Catch.me. Play. Oh wait, this is the old one.
You need the newsfeed too on the back end.
I was like, wow.
Hey, Colin.
They say, hey, Colin.
What the hell's so great about being A? I don't know what that means.
Hey, yeah, you guys need a newsfeed, so I can try. Okay, that's time to go.
Send him the news feed.
Because I'm not getting anything feeding right now.
CBS.
When he was 8.
It's your eyes here. We see you. Don't think about your eye health enough.
CBS News.
QL1, this is Control. Does Rocket Mortgage require me to fill out a bunch of paperwork? That's negative Control. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is the first on-demand mortgage machine that quickly and seamlessly imports your financial data. You can go through the entire mortgage process on your own and completely online. Copy that, QL1, but if I wanted to speak to someone, do you think they're out there? They're out there, all right. I've made contact before. In fact, according to JD Power, they've provided award-winning client service.
Okay?
Nope, you are. Hell if I am, bitch. Not, well, you
Take my big cigar.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, lovers of the leaf, libertarians of all ages. Welcome to Kiss My Ash Radio's 200th episode. True story, because apparently nothing else happens after 3 o'clock in the morning.
I was a little, it's a tough town to have a good time in.
Only Adam will find the hardest town to have a good time in.
No, I mean, I don't think it's mine. We didn't know the rules. We came... Where's the bar? There's no bar. It seems like in Tampa, they can't have nudity and liquor in the same building.
No, but you can buy a styrofoam cup from them and then walk to the 7-Eleven, fill up your cup, and walk back in with it.
That's what they want us to do. They want us to buy a styrofoam cup from the place, go to the gas station next door to buy the booze, fill the cup in the parking lot, and be able to bring that cup that we bought from them back in and out of the club.
So yeah,
It was pretty fun.
It was rough. That was really interesting. So we are here broadcasting live from Davidoff, Geneva, 2000 in Tampa. Absolutely gorgeous building. Unfortunately, we were here yesterday as well, and I got to know some of Jeff's personal urban...
You were in heaven yesterday.
I've never seen him smile.
Jeff's got some personal barrel selections of bourbon, and...
He's a bourbon guy. And you know, Abe's paying, so Adam's like,
fantastic.
he's on another...
Well, come on. I mean, sometimes you just gotta get doubles. This is what you do. We've got a fantastic show. Jeff Borsch is going to be here to tell us all about this Davidoff Geneva store. Jim Young of Davidoff Geneva will be here to talk to us about, this store and everything going on with Davidoff Geneva. And we're going to have a fantastic thing. We're going to talk to Carolyn Belcher of HoochLee.com to see what's going on with her life.
Pat Gauss is here from Warp Cigars.
I know. There's a lot of fantastic people here. I saw our good friend Dylan Austin hanging around. Oh yes, so if you're not here, you are truly missing out on what's going to be a fantastic episode of Kiss My Ash Radio, especially as the 200th episode gets going and rolls through live from this lovely new store. Every week on Kiss My Ash Radio, we like to give things away, as we usually do. And last week, as the Zycar, makers of the finest cutters and lighters in the world, guaranteed for life. Last week, Chris O'Neill was the St. Patrick's Day meme theme winner. He posted this lovely theme of, I'm sick of the Irish stereotypes. When I finish my drink, I'm punching someone in the face.
That's right. That was Lady M. Lady M gets a little violent when she gets...
No, I don't. But I was practicing.
Only cameras in here.
Capture my taekwondo.
There was taekwondo in here?
By myself, yeah. No one's there to witness this.
Wait, you were in the elevator by yourself?
Yeah, I put up my phone at the hotel.
Back to the phone. If she left
Things like
underneath
that
the bed,
happen.
yeah.
Things.
This
Not
morning?
under the bed.
Okay, as long as this wasn't last night, still not part of that. So basically, this week, if you want to participate in our Great Zycar Prize, all you have to do is post a meme of your favorite spring break themed meme. And you can be the person to take home this Great Zycar Prize. You're going to win a silver twist punch this week, just like Chris O'Neill did last week. Every week on KissMyAshRadio, we also like to have a poll, a recluse poll of the week. Last week, we asked you, with the increasing popularity of cigar bars, do you think it's a good idea to raise the smoking age to 21?
I guess that everyone said no.
Well,
I'm not looking at the thing, but I am.
73% of you did say, no, we should not do that, and rightfully so. Listen, if you can serve in the Army, if you can vote for the President of the United States, guess what? I think you should be able to choose whether or not you should be able to have a cigar. It's a rite of passage. It's what should happen. So this week, in the iconic cigars recluse poll of the week, we're going to ask you, which number one seed in the NCAA tournament is going to lose first? Isn't your team out already? Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah,
that might have been why I was drinking so heavily last night as well. Not to mention Michigan State loss, which completely ruined my bracket, but that's just in among itself everything else that's going on. So, all you NCAA fans out there, make sure you pick out who is going to be the first team out of the NCAA tournament this year as a number one seed. And if you don't pick Virginia, guess what? You're probably picking incorrectly. Just say, maybe it's me. I don't know. Make sure you follow us on KissMyAshRadio on Twitter and Facebook. Catch everything else that's going on. We're going to talk to Jeff Borshwitz, owner of Corona Cigar.
Yeah, listen, I want to say a big shout out to Mark Williams and other people. We had a great dinner with them last night. Went to an awesome Cajun place here in town called Woo. The X is silent. Woo. We went to Woo, but my little pet peeve with that is, we're making 8:30 reservations, and Adam and I were sitting there having a debate with the host.
Oh no, I gave her the entire Seinfeld spiel of...
I actually got part of
take
it.
the reservation. It's just easy to take the reservation, but it's the holding the reservation that
I
really
actually
matters.
had Adam on video doing this, and then Abe walks in, and I was like, and the woman kept looking at me. She knew I was videotaping her, and that was the most uncomfortable feeling.
Everyone should keep looking over my shoulder. But no, I mean, look, if you can have an 8:30 reservation, just tell us it's going to be a 9 o'clock reservation. Why make an 8:30 reservation, make us sit outside for half an hour waiting for a table? I know. I don't understand that.
Well, the worst part is the girl kept saying, well, obviously that table there is, they're elderly people, and they're taking way longer than we thought.
That was one. That was...
No, that's not part of what this is.
I tell you what, I had that Maduro mojito. Probably one of the best mojitos I've had.
I love that they do the dark, because it's
Dark
mojitos, because it's dark brown.
Really? So
Florida Cognac.
Maduro did.
They use sugar cubes, and they don't use simple syrup. So they use 3 sugar cubes, and they muddle
it up with the
It was
fresh
actually really, really good.
That was
Very refreshing.
amazing.
Just enough carbonation. It wasn't over, it was good. Really solid drink. So I had that yesterday while I was smoking this Davidoff Tampa cigar, which obviously is a Tampa exclusive here in Tampa.
I'm sure Jim Young would be happy to tell us all about it.
Yeah, it's actually perfect for this morning. Perfect for this morning. It was a little late for me for when we smoked yesterday afternoon. Enjoyed it more this morning.
It was a good starter for me yesterday when we got going, because it was like, okay, I've been in the car for so long, and now I'm going to
Adam,
get a
when
cigar.
Adam got going.
Yeah, we got going.
That lasted the whole 3
Adam
hours.
tried to make it rain last night. I'm not kidding you.
It was like...
Okay, I had bread.
I want to get one of those bull shooter guns that I've seen.
Oh, those are fantastic.
I want one.
However, that's an easy way to get $300.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be appropriate for you, though.
You know what's the easy way to get $300? Paying the cover for 4 and walking out 5 minutes.
Adam, you gotta turn down the adapter for
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. That was John interrupting the show.
I know, John's trying to do that. Okay.
Turn down the adapter for Periscope.
We'll do that as soon as we get to the break, because when we come back, we're going to talk about cigar news. We're going to see what's going on in the world of cigars. We're going to talk to Jeff Boschwitz and more from the Davidoff of Tampa store when we come back. Make sure you're keeping it lit.
The story that made the cigar. The cigar that made history. 80 years ago, Monte Cristo began a legacy of crafting only the finest cigars. Now, that legacy is honored by the very
This lighter was re-engineered for dependability and performance. It feels more ergonomic in your hand, and new internal components give it the horsepower you need. Like everything Zycar, this comes with the incredible lifetime warranty. Zycar for life.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
From the makers of the #1 cigar in the USA in 2013, the Aging Room Quattro F55 comes yet another highly rated cigar, the Aging Room Bin #1, a full-bodied Dominican cigar made with some of the world's oldest tobacco in the market today, from the harvest of 1997, 98, and 99. It starts out smooth and builds up in strength and flavor until it reaches its full potential. The Aging Room Bin #1, for the true connoisseur looking for a sophisticated smoking experience with balance, complexity, and character. Aging Room Cigars. Blending is in our DNA.
Every recluse cigar is created to smash the perception that a cigar needs to be Cuban to be exceptional. Recluse Cigars experience the finest manufacturing techniques in the world. Every recluse cigar is flavorful, smooth, and delivers an effortless draw every...
Man, shut up! Stay down, chump! People, you don't have to listen to this garbage. Go get yourself a recluse cigar and do it today. I said stay down!
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Welcome back to KissMyAshRadio with Honest Abe, Adam K., the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
The streets, a liar. I'm gonna lure you into the dark. My cold desire.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio's 200th episode, broadcasting live from the Davidoff Geneva since 1911 of Tampa, Florida. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the lovely Lady M and the incorrigible Honest Abe.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing today?
Good.
I'm always good, dude. I don't know about you guys. You guys looking like a little rough. I'm just saying. You guys could have shaved up a little. You could
I should have videotaped waking you out of bed this morning. You want to talk about rough? I should have videotaped it.
I'm amazed I plugged my phone in last night and I have a full charge.
You know what? I did too.
No, you didn't. I
Yes.
plugged mine in.
I
You had one
stole
cable.
my charger.
You told me take it.
See, that's what happens. I get
No.
drunk and get nice.
We laughed a lot last night, but the worst thing is just don't ever have Adam give anybody. Adam is like
the worst
the
direction
worst
giver ever.
direction giver.
But I'm the best driver.
Yeah,
Hands down.
You just be a driver. Do not be a second.
I'm
wheel.
sitting in the passenger seat. He's in the back seat. AJ's driving.
I blame Google. Can I blame the Google?
No, he's doing.
I'd like to blame the Google.
Absolutely
He's
not.
doing navigation, and this is all I hear. Turn here? No, keep going. Turn here? No, keep going. Turn here? No, keep going. That's all they say.
At one point I
Not
said,
where to turn.
Turn at the light.
Wait,
turn
then
at
he goes,
the next light.
Then he goes,
but
well, how much
didn't happen.
further? Now, who in the world says this? Ready? How much further? 0.1 miles.
That's what I'm looking at the Google. The
Point
Google
one-
is telling me this.
0.1
What am I
miles.
going?
Right here.
But
It's now.
but
So
not
AJ
the-
slams the brakes on, and he's yelling, right here? And he doesn't answer. And we're skidding past the intersection. And we're waiting for a reply. And he
But
just turns.
meanwhile, this isn't just like a little side street. This is the on ramp
Yeah.
to the
It's
highway.
it's the ramp to the highway.
Of
That's the right
course,
turn.
that's the point one.
Not go 3 miles ahead and get on the highway.
Oh man,
They're
that's
like children.
so brutal.
Here? No, keep going. Turn here? Not yet.
And with that,
Those were the responses.
and with all that fun and excitement, it's time to see what's in a box.
Change that topic.
What?
I'm going to open it.
Oh, what's in the box?
Let's ask Honest Abe. Cigar News.
Former All-Pro NFL wide receiver Chad Ochocinco Johnson will be launching his own cigar brand, it looks like. Johnson?
I was gonna say, do you remember when he had that reality TV show?
No.
Ocho
There was
Cinco
something,
or
yeah.
something.
yeah.
It was like a dating thing.
Was it like one season, half a season?
Maybe two.
Who
Might
wants to
have got
date
two out of
Ocho
it.
Cinco?
He'll be teaming up with GLB Cigars to make the 85 cigar brand. The first cigar will be called the Boa Vida, which translates to the Good Life. And today, the brand announced a pre-sale for the cigar that will run through March 31st. The cigar is a 6x50 Toro made in the Dominican Republic. The blend features Brazilian and Nicaraguan tobaccos with an Indonesian binder and obviously some undisclosed filler. He may not be sure what they are.
Undisclosed.
Yes.
That's
The
always a good
cigars, will,
sign.
the cigars will be in 20-count boxes and retail for a mere $16.99 a cigar.
Well worth the price, I'm sure. Chicago passes new cigar tax, raises minimum tobacco purchasing age to 21.
My hometown does it again.
Yes, Chi-Town will now be the second largest city in the United States where you must be 21 years old to use tobacco products, and taxes on those products, including cigars, are going way up. The Chicago City Council voted 35 to 10 in favor of raising the minimum age to purchase tobacco from 18 to 21 and increasing the taxes on that. It's almost a 20 cents per cigar on top of a state 36% tax.
And a county tax. So
On
if you're in Chicago proper, if you live in the city of Chicago, that cigar shop first paid a 36% cigar tax on the wholesale price of that cigar coming in. Then the county says, we want another 30 cents. Now the city wants 20 cents. All in the same one cigar. How is this legal?
Just open your wallet and make it rain on the
I
county
mean, this is
administrators. That's all you
basically
got to do.
Yeah, I mean, this
Then
is-
hopefully you make it to them.
Can I ash in this?
Yes.
I feel like I don't. It's so beautiful.
Lady
I don't
M.
want to ash in it.
He put them
Man,
out here so
I
we could
know,
use.
but like it's so pretty.
Nick Toth from Distinctive Cigar makes some of the most beautiful ashtrays you guys
Beautiful.
will ever see. He stopped by and put these beautiful copper pieces here. I mean, just amazing. And Lady M's afraid to ash in it.
Because they're too pretty.
But if you want to check out some of this beautiful work, just head out to www.distinctivecigar.com. You got some one-of-a-kind handmade ashtrays. Works of art, really.
Can I ash in it?
But yes, you can ash in it.
Okay.
It's all right. All right. Back to the news.
Back to the news. That was Chicago paying more taxes. Limited edition Davidoff cigar created for the 100th running of the Indy 500. Are you NASCAR? Are you Indy racer? Are you car racing at all?
I've been past Daytona. I know what it is.
You drove through it.
No, I actually stayed like very close to the racetrack one time.
You didn't like drive your car into the.
Nope, they wouldn't let me. I tried.
Probably a good idea.
This May, racing fans can celebrate the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 with a cigar worthy of the occasion. Davidoff of Geneva is debuting an exclusive 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 cigar just in time for the race. The smooth, medium-bodied blend, which combines Ecuadorian and Dominican tobaccos, features notes of cedar, spices, and wood. 1,000 boxes, each outfitted with 10 cigars, were created to recognize the exclusive event. The cigars will be available solely through the on-site blend bar with Davidoff cigars and will be the perfect accompaniment to a sunny day at the racetrack.
And finally, a bill to ban flavored cigars introduced once again in New Jersey.
I don't care if you ban the
Senator Shirley K. Turner, a Democrat, has introduced State Bill 1961 seeking to ban flavored cigars in the state of New Jersey. The bill would amend state code to include the word cigar next to the word cigarette, which bans the sale of products that have characterizing flavor other than tobacco, clove, or menthol. There is no provision that would separate cigars by price, size, or whether the cigar is short, mixed, or long filler as normal.
They should probably ban the liquor that tastes like Big Red chewing gum.
Also a good idea. This is not the first time Senator Turner has introduced legislation to ban flavored cigars. In both the 2012 and 13 and 14-15 sessions, Turner introduced similar legislation. Hopefully, once again, it is met on its face. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jim Young, Jeff Borshowitz, Carolina Beltran of HoochLead.com, and so many other great things are going to happen as we continue this fantastic live broadcast here at the Davidoff of Geneva since 1911 Tampa store in lovely Tampa, Florida, the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio. And if anything goes well, hopefully I will start to recover enough so that we make sure.
I gotta go. I actually have a friend's birthday party down in Fort Lauderdale as soon as we get back.
Really?
It's actually it's a keg party. She is the president.
You're going to a keg party tonight?
Well, no, she's president of Girls Pints Out. It's actually a beer social club that we have, and we have 13,000 followers.
Right.
She does. She's the president of it. So yeah, she's doing like a big keg party. It's gonna be awesome. And I'm supposed to go. I don't know.
Do you know where she got the keg from?
Well, she's got 5 different ones. Probably
she's
some
got
from
5
Funky
different
Buddha,
kegs.
Probably some.
So she's probably using ponies.
She's a beer
rather than
connoisseur.
full kegs. So okay, it's a bunch of ponies.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'll let you know.
If there's a bunch of beers in there, it sounds like she's going to have at least 60 different beers from at least 5 different kegs. So that's a lot of beers for a lot of girls to drink.
Absolutely.
And I don't think Lady M's going to be up on time tomorrow. But until then, make sure you're keeping it lit. We're going to come back real soon. More from the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio live at Davidoff in Geneva right now.
Perfecting a seed for over 40 years takes skill. Then again, so does growing the perfect beard.
Take it from Matt Booth, member of Camacho's board of the Bold and the owner of the infamous Room 101 brand. The Camacho Corojo is hand-built from authentic Corojo seeds, built for the expert palate and fine-tuned for maximum flavor impact, consistency, and quality.
Do you love delicious beer? Do you love delicious cigars? Well, we have the perfect cigar for you. The Quesada Keg, a savory Nicaraguan cigar draped in a beautiful Pennsylvania broadleaf wrapper and packed in wooden barrels. The Quesada Keg was blended to pair with the traditional Irish stouts we all love to enjoy on St. Patrick's Day. Available in 3 tasty sizes. The Quesada Keg is available for a limited time only, so grab one today before they sell out. The Quesada Keg, the perfect cigar to pair with beer.
You know, when it comes to a Recluse cigar, I've often heard people say, Recluse made me smarter. Recluse made me more confident. Recluse cigars made me a chick magnet. While the accuracy of their statements is questionable, when it comes to yours truly, that's 100% me, baby. So do yourself and those around you a favor and pick up a Recluse cigar for yourself or someone who definitely needs it. And do it today.
Results may vary.
Hi, this is Rocky Patel, and I'd like to invite you to try one of our decade cigars. This premier cigar received a 95 rating from Cigar Aficionado, one of the highest ratings ever afforded by that magazine. It's a beautiful Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. This cigar is medium to full-bodied, rich, complex, yet elegant and well-balanced. I promise you, you're going to love the decade. Try it.
Since their humble beginnings in 1998, Drew Estate has believed that the production floor is the crossroads between art and passion, and where the real magic takes place. Drew Estate Master Blender Willie Herrera has crafted a unique medium-bodied line extension that is creamy, lush, and ultra-smooth, and finished off with a flawless shade wrapper that delivers satisfaction in spades. Continuing the story from their factory floor, it is with great bravado that the Drew Estate presents Under Crown Shade, a true Drew experience.
Look, everyone knows working out sucks. Getting healthy and in shape was easy, everyone would be doing it. But imagine an environment where workouts were specially designed for dramatic physical changes, where you have personal supervision of a certified trainer and a group of supportive, like-minded individuals working alongside you, constantly motivating you to do your best. This is why CrossFit has swept the nation. Check out CrossFitChrome.com for our newest location in Boynton Beach and see how you can get your first month for only $29. That's CrossFitChrome.com. Eat, sleep, chrome, repeat.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio, live from Davidoff from Geneva since 1911 in Tampa, Florida.
Sure you don't make take leave?
I'm sure. I'll be all right. I will survive. I'm getting better, I think.
You did imbibe plenty of alcohol last night.
You know, I'm glad we all agreed at one point last night that, okay, we need to take vodka Red Bull because that's the only way we're going to survive beyond
Adam
this.
usually won't take shots. You're always like, nah, that's rookie stuff. But when I saw you downing 2 shots at a time back-to-back last night.
Listen, I was doing my part for the DD.
I knew that you passed the wall. You crossed the line.
That's literally probably the thing that got me over the edge of and why I feel as horrific as I do, because normally shots don't come into my vocabulary.
Well, it's okay.
And I broke one of my cardinal rules in life. And if all of you out there want to know,
no, we
never do shots with Abe.
Oh, that is problematic.
That's
problematic for a lot of people.
Yes, never do shots with Abe. If you want to live a happy life, don't do shots with Abe.
I'm pretty impressed we didn't have to actually carry Lady M home.
I got to tell you, I thought that was going to happen too.
Last road trip we had to carry her back.
I thought for sure that was going to happen at some point.
Either her tolerance has gotten a lot better, or she was dishing off a lot of booze last night, which I think was the latter, really.
Who was she dishing it to?
To the strippers.
Oh,
we're ordering rounds of shots. We're doing them, and I see her handing them off to the stripper.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, well, yeah, you were pretty gone.
Yeah, well, the fact that I even remember, the fact that I remember getting money back from the stripper, that's really what's impressive.
Adam's the only guy who'll go to a strip club and get a refund on his way out from the lap dance.
There's so many things I have against that.
Well, either way, it's time for what I consider to be my favorite part of the show.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
Sitting to my left right now is a longtime friend, cigar, I guess, what's the proper word? What was it, Cigar King? What was it in the magazine that was once that we were teasing you about? What did it say?
I don't remember. I don't know if it was Cigar King, but...
The King of Cigars or something like that. Wasn't that what it is? We're all treating Jeff like royalty. We were teasing him. I forgot what it was. But anyways, good friend, founder, owner of Corona Cigar Company, and now opened up one of the most beautiful 5,000 square feet, is it?
Yeah.
Inside. Yeah. Flagship Davidoff stores here in Tampa, Florida. Jeff Borshowitz. Welcome, Jeff Borshowitz.
Thanks, Abe.
To Kiss My Ash Radio. Thanks for having us on. And thank you for inviting us for our 200th episode in this extraordinary, beautiful shop.
Congratulations on 200th episode. I know how much effort and work it is to put together a great show, and congrats.
Thank you.
I really, really am proud of you.
It really is funny because it really just started out as a whim, just like...
Dude, he didn't give me an option. He told me that I had to be a personality on this radio show he was starting, and I was like...
She didn't want to. She was
I don't public speak. I can't read. I'm like, no.
In fact...
Every Saturday morning, you got to wake up on time to make sure you're on the radio.
Every Saturday morning.
Yes,
absolutely.
Most of us do a very good job of that. Some of us don't, but I'm not going to point fingers.
Now, Jeff, you're most well known for your Corona Cigar Company. You have 3 major stores in Orlando. And what made you decide to look in the Tampa area?
Well, 2 things. I've been looking at Tampa probably for the last 10 years, but the two things that really did it was this guy to my left here, Jim Young with Davidoff, and then my wife, Tanya. There's a saying, behind every great man's a great woman. If it wasn't for my wife wanting to go ahead and expand out of Orlando into Tampa, I wouldn't have done it.
Really?
But it's a big commitment. It's another city. It's another hour away.
A lot of traveling.
And a lot more traveling. But we are very happy we did it. Again, we spent a long time looking here. Tampa is a unique market. But one of the most exciting...
Did you know the Tampa area? Did you spend time out here?
I'm telling you, I went up and down everywhere you could think of in this city. And this project I had my eye on for a long time. And it took an incredible amount of work to make it happen, because we're in a mixed-use center. It's called the Met West Center, and it's owned by Metropolitan Life. And they happen to be a fairly conservative type life insurance company.
Sure.
So they're a very conservative group, and they were very, very, so picky about what type of tenants they want in here. We have Del Frisco's Grill and Texas de Brazil and Cooper's Hawk and things like that. So it took a lot of time to negotiate that lease and this concept, and to get the, let's call it the suits up in the corporate headquarters to understand what the cigar lifestyle is about. You understand, Tampa, what's really cool about Tampa is it is the cigar city.
Right.
The very first cigar city in Florida was Key West. That's when the Cubans immigrated to Key West, and then after that, Ybor City was founded, and this place is just nothing but cigar factories. It was the largest producer of cigars in the United States. So there's always been a long history and culture and affinity for cigars here. So that part was great. The one thing that was sort of lacking, though, was a great place to enjoy the cigars.
Which seems odd, right?
Really odd.
Right.
Because you have, in Orlando, we're the home of Mickey Mouse, but we've got our 3 stores here, and the community loves us. And it's just, we've really created a culture in Orlando where people come and congregate and enjoy cigars with their friends and family and cocktails and things like that. So we knew that part was missing here. So the pieces all came together. And again, with Davidoff had relocated from Connecticut about 5 years ago. Yeah. And they have flagship stores in New York City, and they need a flagship store here. This is their new home. So it was a good partnership working with them. And Davidoff is it's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to luxury cigars and the cigar lifestyle. So
without a doubt.
And you've made nothing
now,
less.
Now, how long has this project been in the works? How long have you guys been trying to get this place open?
Yeah,
2 years.
2 years. It takes a while because the back, it took a year just working with Metropolitan Life to get them on board.
Yeah.
They did their due diligence. They visited all the Davidoff stores in New York. They visited the Corona cigar stores in Orlando. Because, when you're talking about, let's face it, we're alcohol and tobacco, right?
Yeah.
So when you're talking to these guys, that's to them, they look at risk and they're like, oh my God, everybody wants to run from alcohol, tobacco, and guns. That's the only thing we didn't sell was a gun shop here that would have scared them more. But no, once they got,
we'll make some phone calls. Yeah, we get somebody on the line for that. No problem.
So once they saw that this is, they're like, wow, we get it. We understand now. We really see how. Not only is it it's an asset to them. They realize that this would be a real asset to the center.
But draw. That's a draw to their center, without a doubt.
And it also works well. You're surrounded by hotels. You're surrounded by office headquarters and high-end dining. So it sort of fits really well for people like that to converge and have cigars and enjoy the cigar lifestyle.
Listen, we were here last night enjoying ourselves.
There's a nice crowd here.
Yeah, and the restaurants are phenomenal. This is Tampa's Restaurant Row. So every high-end type of restaurant, national type of recognized restaurant is here. So it's a good.
Del Frisco's is over there. All kinds of great
stuff.
stuff.
Del Frisco's right next door. So we love it. We're very happy, extremely pleased the way everything turned out. And I'm loving being in Tampa because
which brings up another good question I have. If you had something to do over with the store, what would you change?
Probably nothing. Right?
It's too early in the process.
It's too early.
In 6 months, you'll be wearing. Yeah, you know what? I
really should have done that.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, to build on that, though, we spend. It's better to spend twice as much time in planning and preparation and getting it right than trying to go back and do it again. This is our 4th store that's a very large footprint. So this concept, we flushed out all the issues years ago. So it's really worked out well.
That's what I like to hear. Fantastic.
Now I'm smoking this Davidoff Tampa cigar. This is made exclusively for this lounge here. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about it. I had one last night. I enjoyed it, and actually I'm finding it even perfect for this morning for me.
Exactly
really.
Right.
But tell me about the cigar here.
The reason why it's such a great morning cigar for you is it's very mild and creamy. One of the things in all of our stores, at the end of the day, the mild cigars are the best-selling cigars for us by volume, right?
Absolutely.
They do not get the fanfare or the press that the super strong cigars do, but at the end of the day, it's the most widely received cigar. So in the Davidoff portfolio, that was a niche that we knew we wanted. So we specifically went for a very, very mild cigar, creamy, smooth, something that somebody, if it was their first cigar, or even if it's an experienced cigar smoker, can enjoy and not. Listen, at the end of the day, the last thing we ever want to do when people come into one of our stores and they have their first cigar, the last thing you ever want to do is give them a cigar that makes them feel bad. If they get a cigar that overpowers them, they're never going to come back and have a second.
Absolutely.
Cigar. It's like how many stores
Bad
have
first
you heard?
Experience.
Tequila sort of has that rap. There's so many people, they turn 21, and what do, man? They go overboard with tequila. Guess what? That guy never drinks tequila for the rest of his life.
Or vanilla Smirnoff.
Well, that's.
I mean, I'm just saying.
We're going to
99 bananas.
That way.
Yeah.
Anyone?
So that's why we specifically went for that type of flavor profile. And Davidoff, I mean, these guys are experts at what they do. They have an incredible inventory of tobacco, and their skill set. They're at the top of the heap when it comes to anybody making cigars, quality tobacco, consistent. We're just very, very happy to have that.
When you got a guy like Henke Kellner behind you, and you're really going to get a lot of quality things coming out of there.
The other thing that a lot of people don't realize, when you talk about a company like Davidoff and their factories, a factory is just that. It makes cigars. But really, one of the most important parts is their inventory of aged tobaccos. Because you can't make cigars without a supply of tobacco.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't have the right ingredients, you can't make a good dish. Absolutely.
Hey, now that we're talking about tobacco, let's talk about your tobacco. You've got
transitioned right into that.
You've got a farm out there now, and apparently there's tobacco already in Nicaragua from your farm that some people are telling me is in there.
Yeah.
When are we going to see product from the Orlando factory?
So here's the thing. We started a farming project in 2013. Mm-hmm. What a lot of people don't know is that Florida was the number 2 grower of shade-grown tobacco for cigars. Number 1 was Connecticut. Number 2 was Florida. And they had been doing it since pre-Civil War. Yeah. The industry came into a steady decline in the 60s and 70s, and 1977 was the last crop that was ever grown. They just simply could not compete with costs in Nicaragua and Dominican Republic and Honduras.
In 1970?
77 was the last crop.
Wow.
Matter of fact, John Oliva here actually had farms. John Oliva from
Wow.
had farms up there, and as did Christian Roa's father as well.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, sure did.
Wow.
But what happens is, I mean, listen, labor rates there, they're $4 or $5 a day.
What made it more competitive now?
The price.
No, I'm saying, what happened? Did the price here go down?
No. What we did is...
the price of retail cigars?
I went into the tobacco business not to be a grower of supplying tobacco to a lot of people. We knew that there's no way we could compete on price. I mean, I consulted with John Oliva even when we started. He said, "You're crazy, don't do it. It's going to cost $20,000 an acre." That's why these guys in Connecticut are continuing to lose their share of the tobacco market because Ecuador can grow it for a fraction of the price. And he's right. But at the end of the day, there is a niche product that's unique because tobacco is 100% unique based on where it's grown.
Sure.
Same thing with wine. If you take a grape variety, put it in Washington State, put it in California, put it in Argentina or Spain or anywhere else, they always taste different.
Absolutely.
Right? Cigar tobacco is the same way. We grow Corojo, Cuban seed Corojo tobacco. That same seed strain is grown in Nicaragua, it's grown in Cuba, it's grown here. All 3 places are going to have a very different flavor profile.
Right. The soil composition, and the earth, and the weather, and the climate.
Everything from climate to altitude to humidity to soil.
Irrigation.
So each one has a different characteristic. So we knew that if we have a product where it's not a lot of tobacco that's unique, consumers like something different. There's only so many rabbits a cigar manufacturer can pull out of his hat.
Oh, yeah.
And so by having something unique, we created that, and it's It's an exciting project. It's the most work I've ever done, honestly.
I'm
telling you.
I want to get into some of your expectations.
You've opened multiple stores, and this is the most work you've ever done.
Tobacco is the hardest work there is. Period. Hands down. It is.
As someone who's had to open stores, I understand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it is the hardest.
Wow.
It's very, very hard. There's no way around it. Listen, in Florida, it's hot, and tobacco grows best when it's hot, and so it's. People complain about sitting outside. Go try working outside like that for the next 8 hours, right?
Well, if you're just joining us, we're talking with Jeff Borshwitz, founder and owner of Corona Cigars, and his new Davidoff of Geneva, Tampa location here. And we're going to have more with him and Jim Young, president of Davidoff, right after this. Keep it lit.
The Oliva family, makers of some of the most affordable yet highest-rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars, and in 2014, the Serie V Melanio Figurado was crowned as #1 cigar in the world. The Serie V Melanio is known for its rich, big notes of leather, framed by a range of coffee, caramel, and woody intonations. So, always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality.
Russian standard vodka. Like this, it seems complex. Like this, so simple. But look closer, and you see it's both. Simple because it's made from soft glacial water and the finest Russian winter wheat. Complex because it's distilled over 200 times with the principles of Russia's greatest scientist. Simple ingredients, complex technology, bursting forth the incredible. Ultra clean, smooth, and delicious Russian standard. This is vodka, as it should be.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
This is a La Aurora issued public service announcement. The iconic lion has gone rogue. Breaking out of the original Dominican cigar factory is Untamed by La Aurora. Undoubtedly, one of their strongest cigars proves that not only can their factory provide flavorful sticks, but powerful as well. Taking a fantastic Dominican Nicaraguan blend and wrapping it with an oily Connecticut broadleaf wrapper creates a wild ride of flavor from start to finish. Be aware, this animal is extremely aggressive and should be approached with caution.
Swag Cigars, offering a cigar for you. From the medium-bodied Swag Puro Dominicano, the full-bodied Swag Black, and now the new Swag Round Connecticut with a flavor profile not usually found in milder blends. The flavor profile takes you from creamy smoothness to a place no other milder cigar has ventured. Available in full-grade sizes, shipping to stores near you in August 2015, and priced right. Boutique Blend Cigars. Blending is in our DNA.
Introducing the Mito Capa Negra, the strongest cigar yet in the Coots cigar brand portfolio. A medium to full-bodied tour de force boasting a rich, complex flavor profile. From its dark, oily Mexican San Andres Maduro wrapper and spicy Nicaraguan binder to its impeccable blend of Nicaraguan and Honduran long fillers, Mito Capa Negra represents the pinnacle of blending mastery and prime tobacco selection. Mito Capa Negra is available at fine tobacconist retailers nationwide. Visit www.coots.com.
Look, everyone knows working out sucks. If getting healthy and in shape was easy, everyone would be doing it. But imagine an environment where workouts were specially designed for dramatic physical changes, where you have personal supervision of a certified trainer and a group of supportive, like-minded individuals working alongside you, constantly motivating you to do your best. This is why CrossFit has swept the nation. Check out CrossFitChrome.com for our newest location in Boynton Beach and see how you can get your first month for only $29. That's CrossFitChrome.com. Eat, sleep, Chrome, repeat.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio, broadcasting live from Davidoff of Geneva since 1911, Tampa, Florida. We are here. I am Adam K, the Brewmeister, and we are having a fantastic time as the lovely Lady M grabs another mimosa, and Honest Abe is enjoying his Davidoff of Tampa.
You're very inflective in your speaking today. From Tampa, awesome time. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to just make sure I maximize the things that I'm saying.
I'm just saying, it's a different format. It's a different,
Hey, it sounds good.
beat you got going
This
today.
is what we're doing. This is what happens. This is what's going on. And, of course, we're here with Jeff Borshowitz, owner of this wonderful Davidoff of Geneva store. And, of course, joining us now, Jim Young, president of Davidoff of Geneva, USA. Jim, thanks for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice.
Pleasure.
It's nice, Jim, this time to actually have a headset and microphone we can talk into. Because the last time
you're welcome.
The last time we did an interview with Jim Young, we were in the Davidoff Madison store, I believe, and we're doing a live remote, and we couldn't get the phone lines to work, so we did a 2-hour radio show by cell phone. I'm interviewing Jim and Henke, and I'm passing my cell phone back and forth. We're talking on the cell phone.
This is what happens when you don't bring the brewmeister
Yes.
on a remote.
But it worked.
So, Jim, what do you think of this beautiful store?
We're just amazed at how it turned out, and it's as you said earlier, 5,000 square feet, beautiful bar, massive place, and all in the Davidoff look and feel. And what a project! What a labor of love.
Now, I'm just curious. Was this something that Davidoff really wanted to have in their hometown first, and then reached out to Jeff to do this kind of project, or because you and I are friends outside of business, and I know you kind of been looking. You had visited the Tampa area years ago.
Yep.
So, I mean, how did this origin?
It's a very romantic courtship.
Oh, just blushing.
Oh, man. They brought you flowers and chocolates and everything?
5 years ago we moved down. It was before I joined, actually. The company moved down from Stanford and set up our U.S. headquarters in the Tampa area. And we had very little presence here. Even the brand was very, very small here. And we had been thinking, how do we kind of establish a more substantial presence and put our flag in the ground? And then literally, kind of ran into Jeff, started to have conversations. He shared what he was thinking about Tampa, and, one thing led to another, and here we are.
It worked out great.
Worked out great.
Now, this is the biggest Davidoff store in the world, correct?
It is.
Wow.
It is by some way. Our typical Davidoff store is maybe 2,000, 2,500 square feet. So this is, more than twice the typical one. And of course, it has this beautiful premium bar stocked with the most amazing
Which brings
spirits.
up my next question. So, Jim, how much time have you spent here behind the bars so far?
Exactly.
I mean, have you enjoyed all of the premium
Adam was
barrel
having
selects
yesterday. He really
that Jeff's got to offer now?
The great news is it's only March, and I've got the full year to work my way through what is just an amazing selection.
I'm pretty sure, trust me, you have plenty of time.
I'll tell you what I found impressive is not just the selection, but your manager, Tom, who was here yesterday. Yeah. That's what really helps when you got a guy who, is that knowledgeable on the other side of the bar, that he could tell somebody coming up everything about it, but you could just tell he loves it himself.
Yeah.
I thought him and Adam were going to one of them was going to drop to a knee and propose at one point.
I don't know if it was that crazy, but
yeah, pretty much.
It's at least better than having someone walk up to me and go, and me having to tell them, I'm sorry, I know more than you.
No.
I know more than what you know what's going on. So
well, one of the things that's important is that everybody has a passion for what they do, whether in the cigar side here or on the liquor side. Our staff are really passionate about what goes on. And Tommy's a great manager. And one of the things about all the bourbon and the single malt scotches we have, there's a incredible selection of whiskeys and stuff. But unless you're really educated on that stuff, they're just labels on a bottle. But he can give you the backstory on everything. And
he does. He knew everything.
And one of the other things that we were really ahead of the curve on was with the brown spirits market. And Jim, by the way, is a spirits expert too. That's
prior industry you came from, correct?
Spirits, wine, and beer, Diageo. Yeah.
Wow, what can come in helpful sometimes, I bet.
So one of the things is that when we first did our bar downtown in downtown Orlando, it was funny. The reps would come in, and all they wanted to do was sell us flavored vodka. And I tell them, listen, guys, this is not a flavored vodka. This is. Show me the brown spirits portfolio, because that's what we're interested in. So we really focused on single malt scotches, which, by the way, Tanya, my wife, being from Scotland, that helps. That I go to Scotland every year and spend a lot of time at the distilleries there, and are really able to procure some very special scotches. But I got to tell you, one of the things about Scotch, this stuff has gone up more than gold or oil or anything like that.
Should invest in Scotch.
The prices.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, bourbon is going in the same direction now too, and mark my words, 4 years from now, rye.
Yeah,
Rye is going to be the same. Rye is the
Really?
next big thing that's really going to take over what everybody's doing on the brown liquor spirits, because Scotch, everybody's gone to bourbon now, and bourbon has become a big thing, especially in Japan, and that's what's really driving the market price up on everything. And following that, everybody's doing a lot of stuff with rye now, and rye is going to be the next great thing that's going to happen.
Well, what's interesting when you talk about the global market, and that's exactly what's happening with Scotch, is that we have certain bottles of Macallan that we're selling it at the bar price less than it would cost you to buy it now, because the prices have doubled.
It's gone up so much.
Oh, it's crazy. And it's because of the global demand. People in Asia, China especially, love those very, very expensive bottles of single malt Scotch. So it's
Now you also have some stuff that you have that's barreled exclusively for you.
One of the great things is that let's go back to those days when everybody was trying to sell us vodka, right? So if you were a brown spirits guy and you were trying to sell your high-end brown spirits, there wasn't a lot of places to go other than a Ruth Chris Steakhouse or something like that. So when we had this concept with all these brown spirits, we really worked well. They were like, hey, we found a place that we know they can market to, get their products out to the consumers. And so then we started working on single barrel projects where we go to the distilleries and literally select.
Similar to what you do in the cigar industry.
Correct. What we do, the master distillers would pull their finest barrel samples, and what I would do is bring those samples back. I would never choose a barrel in Kentucky.
Which brings up my next point. Apparently, there's a lot of samples in your office
There's
of barrels.
tons of them.
So never let me in your office. I'm just going to say that.
You're welcome to go through them anytime.
Wow.
We have that on record. Mark that down, people.
He's going to be walking right behind you now.
I got to tell you, I'll be in Orlando next weekend.
Anytime. So what happens is the master distillers, they're going through stuff, and they're always like, hey, you really like this one or this one? And they would hate this answer. I would say, I got to take it back to Orlando, and I need to smoke a cigar with it and have it in the atmosphere where it's going to be drank. People are going to drink it. Because when you go to a distillery, when you're in a barrel house, all you smell is alcohol in the air.
Yep.
And so when you're smelling that alcohol in the air, it's very hard to tell exactly what is that going to taste like when I get out of Kentucky. And so that's why we pair them with cigars. They're specially selected, and we have probably 15 different single barrel selections of bourbons they're just phenomenal. And what's getting hard now, because there's so much demand for bourbon,
they're trying to raise probably them.
Not so much the price, but sometimes
the amount
we
you
can
have
only
to make.
What happens come December? They say, Jeff, we can give you 2 barrels for this year of this variety, one of this. That you can no longer just get as much as you want.
It's amazing how it's similar to the cigar industry in certain aspects.
Absolutely. It's a great thing that's going on. We're here in the Davidoff of Geneva since 1911 in Tampa, Florida for the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio. We're going to have more with Jim Young, Jeff Borshowitz, Carolina Beltrain, all kinds of great stuff coming up as we continue the 200th episode. Make sure you are here and you are keeping it lit.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings, and that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker Zimmerman, Injury Attorneys, 800-866-LAWS, BakerZimmerman.com.
WSWN Belglade, the new 900 AM, the talk of the Palm Beaches, and online at 900thetalk.com.
The Bills.
CBS News, I'm Gary Nunn. Out of the hospital in Brussels today, Salah Abdeslam, the key suspect in the November Paris terrorist attacks, is now facing intense questioning. CBS's Elaine Cobb in Paris.
Abdeslam's lawyer tells a French newspaper his client will refuse extradition. That's really just a formality. Under the rules of the arrest warrant, a suspect must be asked if he consents to extradition. If he refuses, there will have to be a hearing in Belgium. That has to take place within 60 days. Belgium's Interior Minister has already indicated they will send Abdeslam to France to face trial. This refusal will simply delay the transfer. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
International security expert Sanjan Gohel says that Abdeslam discarded his suicide vest in Paris and hid for several months, which could mean he will divulge valuable information.
He could provide information to do with the whereabouts of other ISIS leaders, cell structure, communications, how they travel from Europe to Syria. It could be critical to disrupting future plots.
130 people died in the Paris terrorist attacks, 350 people injured. Investigation now underway in Russia, where a Fly Dubai airliner crashed today, killing all 62 people aboard. The 737 exploded at a fireball on landing in extremely strong winds in the southern city of Rostov-on-Don. Reporter Kevin O'Flynn via Skype in Moscow.
Before it crashed, it tried to land and then went back onto the air and was in a holding pattern for 2 hours. So that we can assume that there was a reason for why it didn't land the first time, which may imply the fact because of the weather, or maybe there was something wrong with the plane as well.
One of the flight recorders has been recovered from the crash site about 600 miles south of Moscow. Panic today in a major shopping and tourist area of central Istanbul. 5 people, including a suicide bomber, killed, 36 injured. It happened close to an area where police buses are often parked. There have been no claims of responsibility. It is the 4th suicide bombing this year in Turkey. An American member of the coalition task force has been killed in northern Iraq today as a result of enemy action. Name of the American has not been made public. Pope Francis is on Instagram using the name Franciscus. Reason is simple, says CBS's Alan Pizzi.
This Pope really knows how to get to young people. He's aware that he sees them every time he has an audience there. He's agreed to take selfies. He knows what's out there. He knows that people look at their phones hundreds of times a day, and he figures that's the way to get to them, and that's what he's doing.
Federal health officials have okayed a new test for the Zika virus.
The FDA issued an emergency use authorization for this test after the CDC requested it. This test will allow doctors to tell if someone is infected with Zika. Before, it took 3 tests to do that. I understand the CDC will start distributing these tests to qualified laboratories within the next 2 weeks.
Reporter Sabrina Cupid, this is CBS News.
QL1, this is Control. Does Rocket Mortgage require me to fill out a bunch of paperwork?
That's negative Control. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is the first on-demand mortgage machine that quickly and seamlessly imports your financial data. You can go through the entire mortgage process on your own and completely online.
Copy that, QL1, but if I wanted to speak to someone, do you think they're out there?
They're out there, all right. I've made contact before. In fact, according to J.D. Power, they've provided award-winning client service for 6 years in a row.
Roger that, QL1. It's nice to know they're out there, wherever they are.
Detroit Control. They're in Detroit. Over.
3, 2, 1.
Rocket Mortgage at QuickenLoans.com. Push button. Get mortgage.
Rocket.
Visit for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Musicians around the country today are paying tribute to one of the most famous German composers.
The sounds of Bach ring out today from underground and New York City subway stations to street corners in San Francisco, zoos and cafes in between.
Most people in the U.S., at least, and a lot of the world, don't get a chance to hear live Bach. So when they do, invariably they're amazed.
Cellist Dale Henderson founded the Day of Appreciation 6 years ago.
Common response is, wow, I had no idea. This is so cool.
So listen closely. You'll hear the magic of Johann Sebastian Bach, born 331 years ago. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Prince is writing a memoir, says it'll be released next year by the publishing house Spiegel and Grau. Prince, whose real name is Prince Rogers Nelson, made the announcement in New York City, saying his brother Dan will help him with the book, which will start the first of his memories. Gary on CBS News.
Did you know 1 in 50 people has a brain aneurysm? Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm erupts. Half of brain aneurysms result in death. will it strike you or someone you love? The Brain Aneurysm Foundation is the globally recognized leader in brain aneurysm education, awareness, advocacy, support, and research funding. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation, raising awareness, ending fear. To learn the facts at bafound.org. That's bafound.org.
Welcome to Staples. Staples guy, I need to get a grip on my company's spending. Staples has low prices every day. So I won't overspend? Nope. With our price match guarantee, you can always get the lowest price on everything for your office. Everything? Everything. The lowest prices on ink, paper, coffee, ink, folders, notepads, ink, sticky notes, ink, trash pads, ink, binders, and ink? Need some ink? A little bit, yeah.
Trust Staples for low prices every day. Staples. Make more happen. Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store or staples.com for details.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio. We are broadcasting live from Davidoff of Geneva since 1911 in Tampa, Florida. This is the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio, and trust me, the mileage shows, especially I think on me today.
You know what I come to realize is it's not actually Adam's 200th episode.
Adam wasn't with us originally when we started this show.
Because Adam was way too busy.
Full-on 200 episoders.
I think we should give a little tribute to the Mick, Brandon, the Mick, yes, yeah, who actually started KMA with us, did 13 weeks, and then we brought on the Brewmeister, and the show's never been as good.
Wow.
That could go both ways. It's never been as good like it's good now. Anyways.
Once again, slapping in the face of the Brewmeister, we are here at Davidoff, Geneva. We are sitting here with Jeff Borshowitz, owner of Corona Cigar and the Davidoff, Geneva since 1911 Tampa store, and Jim Young, president of Davidoff, Geneva, USA. Once again, guys, thanks for being here. It is a pleasure to be in this location. And once again, Jeff, thank you for creating such wonderful bourbons that I am now savoring as I sit here.
Enjoy.
Oh,
so Jim,
what are you doing? No, Em, don't take that. No. That is
Davidoff,
mine.
Doing a lot of very selective stuff now. You call it the lab, is that what it is? The cigar lab? But like this Davidoff indie series, I'm starting to see a lot of like little niche Davidoff projects. Is that a direction that they're going in?
On the Indianapolis 5.
Jim.
Oh, am I not on?
No, you just got to move the
mic.
Little mic closer to the mouth.
There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just an opportunity that presented itself to us from another partner, the folks at Blend Bar with Davidoff Cigars. And they're up in Indianapolis, and they're expanding into a few new cities, including Nashville. I'm heading up there, actually, for their grand opening this week. They had, from their Indianapolis roots, had a very strong connection to the folks at the race, the Indy 500. And this opportunity presented itself and made a lot of sense for us. And so I wouldn't say that we have a whole bunch of these in train, but what we do for our appointed merchants that are having an anniversary, a 5 or a 10 or multiples of 5, we get together with them and make an exclusive cigar for that store, celebrating their anniversary. So yeah, those kind of projects.
Very neat.
Now, you guys on the 24th, if I'm not mistaken, are going to start shipping the cigar that I'm currently smoking, the Davidoff Nicaraguan Box Press.
Yes.
And the Nicaraguan, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the bigger launches of the new crafting of Davidoff.
Right.
And what got you guys to try to create a box press now?
Well, I mean, on the back of the incredibly successful launch of Davidoff Nicaragua a couple of years ago, there's a lot of box press cigars out there that do very well. It's clearly in the repertoire of consumers. We didn't have one, and we thought it made a lot of sense, especially for the Nicaragua to come out with a box press format.
It's been very impressive the direction Davidoff's taken over the years since I've been involved in the cigar industry, because there's a lot of things that Davidoff's doing today that I said Davidoff would never do.
Right.
Never thought I'd see a Davidoff Maduro. Never thought I'd see a Davidoff box press. Never thought I'd see a Davidoff 60 ring gauge cigar. But it's amazing. But I think that's important, especially in today's volatile, fickle consumer market more than ever. I think it's impressive that Davidoff's made those moves.
Yeah, if you think about what got Davidoff, to where it got, to that consistency, that complexity, and so on, and it almost became a prisoner of its own success, And I think some of the new folks at Davidoff wanted to see where they could take the brand and still be true
to what made it what it is. And the first project was Nicaragua, and as I said, it was very, very successful. Surprised us. I remember having the conversation about how much should we make, how much should we import into the U.S., and it was gone within a couple of months.
Wow.
So we got behind the eight ball a little bit there, and so it's been very successful.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
That's a nice unexpected problem.
Yeah, exactly. More of those, please.
Yes. Wow, amazing. So what can people expect, Jeff, when they walk into the Davidoff and Geneva store here in Tampa?
Here's what our goal when people come in is to, we use a tagline called the ultimate cigar experience for all of our stores. And what we look for is a place where someone can enjoy a cigar, and that is the key thing, be able to enjoy a cigar in comfort without having to worry about, let's face it, most cigar smokers are very courteous people. Right?
They are.
The last thing that
and people don't think we are. What's wrong with that?
When you smoke a cigar, the one thing that can kind of ruin the experience is if somebody's complaining about your cigar smoke.
Yep.
And so this is a place where somebody can come in, select from a selection of world-class cigars, and then enjoy it in an environment that's comfortable, welcoming, and a place where you would be comfortable bringing your wife or your mother or your father or your brother. And that's really what we try to do, is create that type of environment. Because a lot of guys that, when they smoke cigars, it's just, where can you smoke them anymore? That's the problem.
Yeah.
We've got
more and more.
The other thing that you do very, very well at Corona and here again in Tampa is just the quality and the expertise and the professionalism of the staff. So if you don't know what you want to enjoy, you're going to have no problem finding something that's going to be spectacular. Great staff.
And that's a big part of the experience of walking through the door. Staff is really who makes it.
And that's what grows the industry, too, is that when people come in, one of the issues, though, with having so many cigars is people can be a little intimidated.
Yeah.
We forget that, we smoke cigars. This is our world that we're in, right? If you're the new guy coming in for the first time.
Way overwhelming.
Yeah. It can be intimidating, too. So we want to make sure that we break that barrier down so that the guy doesn't feel intimidated and he feels welcome. And so with that, then they become a huge fan of the cigar lifestyle that we all enjoy. So that's our goal, is to continue to expand that experience to more and more people where they can enjoy the cigar life.
Wow. Jim, is Davidoff looking at more projects to open up retail shops? I know you guys in the last few years have popped up a few stores.
Yeah, we've opened up in the last several months a store in Atlanta and Buckhead, and we opened up our third store in New York downtown. We renovated actually our 6th Avenue store, which was owned by us, but it wasn't actually a Davidoff version of the store. So we renovated 6th Avenue. So we got 3 there. We got 1 in Atlanta, and we're in the project in Houston, in River Oaks, and that'll be opening up with Knockwood in the middle of April in about a month.
Is that a whole Davidoff just ownership, or is there a partnership involved with that too?
No, in those 5 we own it. And then we've got, of course, our partnership here in Tampa. We've got a big partnership as well with the Arcellas out in Las Vegas. He's got, and he just opened up a store on the Strip outside of the casino environment, where he's got 6 if you include a kiosk. Fashion mall there, and it's a beautiful store as well. Not as big as this, but it's a fantastic store with a bar, and he's off to a great start, just as Jeff is here.
Jim, we talked about the similarities between the cigar industry and the premium of the beverage industry. What's some of the biggest differences that have shocked you as far as between your previous industry and this one?
The similarities, there's so many, just the occasion, where you're sitting with somebody, sitting by yourself, sitting with a big group.
It's pretty much a sharing of good times and good experiences is when the product's being used.
It is. And then the other similarity is this whole regulatory environment as well. One of the differences, in the spirits industry, you can't sell directly to a retailer. You have to sell through a distributor. So
Another middleman,
and that's never going to go away. There's too much
money being made.
Too much money being made by people who are very influential. But and so it's a little harder in that industry to get close to and to the retailers. What I love about this industry is you can get very close to we sell directly to the retailers. We work in their stores with them, and
sure.
And so that's one of the really important differences. The other one I would say is this. our favorite topic, which is regulatory. That industry, wine, beer, and spirits guys work together on the big issues and really present a unified front. We're getting there in the cigar industry, but we've got work to do to really kind of join forces and have the best possible outcomes when it comes to regulatory stuff, which is...
one of the things about the spirit industry that I've seen that's similar to the cigar industry, the spirits industry has gone through a premiumization where it's drink less but drink better. And we're kind of seeing that with cigars.
I agree, yeah.
You don't have as many opportunities to smoke a cigar, so when you do, it's smoke better. So we're seeing that a lot happening here. And one of the things about the regulatory part, what's interesting, is that, yes, the spirits industry has a lot of challenges that they face as well. I mean, alcohol and tobacco are easy targets when it comes to taxation and regulation, but the anti-tobacco folks are funded from the tobacco industry, whereas the let's call it anti-alcohol groups are not funded from the sales of alcohol. So we are at a
Where are they funded from? It's not from the sales.
The taxes. When you buy a pack of cigarettes, $1 of tax goes to the state, and that's what pays for those sponsorships for tobacco-free Florida and things like that.
$56 million last year that they gave Florida.
They have a huge
to let adults know that smoking may be hazardous to their health.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
$65 million.
And so it's funded from the industry.
And they don't distinguish at all, as we all know, the differences between different classes of tobacco product, premium cigars.
And to take it one step further, having 4 bars, I've never had a health group or a regulatory group ask me not to serve alcohol in my bars, but I have had them ask us not to have cigars in a cigar bar. So that's how ridiculous these people.
Obviously, we can't have cigars in a cigar bar. It's a terrible idea. It's going to ruin everyone.
They just
think of the children who we're not even serving and aren't even welcome.
There's no common sense.
No, it is. It's rough. It's amazing. Wow. Well, listen, I really want to thank you, Jeff, for letting us do our 200th episode here.
We're honored to have you.
It was awesome.
I'm so proud of you guys doing 200
episodes. We were reaching out to you. I said, we want to come up here and do the show. You said, wait till the bar is open. I said, that was a great idea.
Yes, I'm so glad we did that, especially as I sip this Eagle Rare bourbon.
And just for our listeners know, your wife is also heavily involved in running the operations.
Absolutely, without a doubt. That's what I say.
She's just not arm candy when you go on these business trips.
My wife is.
She's running it. She's the hammer.
Well, I've heard a couple different stories from a couple different reps that she'll lay the hammer down on these guys.
She is, and that's great because that helps out because we have a lot of staff, and one thing about bars is you have a lot of female staff, and Tanya's very good at
keeping them in check.
Ship, right?
I think we do a great episode just with Tanya at some point if she wants to come on.
You might need subtititles. I don't know how you can do that on the radio there, or an interpreter.
Yeah.
We might also have to use the
drop
buffer button
a
few times.
Yeah.
But it took me a good year or so before I finally got the rhythm of the dialect. No, she's great. And Jim, thanks for also being on the show, coming on again this time. Everything working great. Keep up the great work and beautiful projects like this. So thanks a lot.
We will do. Congratulations to you guys. 200th episode.
Thanks a lot.
Back to Tanya. That is the reason we.
It's not Jeff. It's totally Tanya. Absolutely.
Well, up after the break, we're going to find out exactly what a hoochly is. Stay tuned. Keep it lit.
Barely remember, but my first time was on my boat. Winning! My first time was in the locker room at the gym after a grueling workout. My first time was on a cool, crisp morning right on the 18th hole. Everyone remembers the first time they had Hex. Hex cigars are the perfect balance of body and flavor that will have you reminiscing long after the embers have gone out. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer today, because you will always remember the first time you had Hex.
This is Eric Espinoza, and over the years, many cigar aficionados have enjoyed my highly rated brands, 601, Murcielago. In the spirit of continuing improvement, I have purchased my own factory, La Zona, in rich and fertile tobacco region of Esteli, Nicaragua. After almost 2 decades in the cigar industry, I have created a brand I finally feel is worthy of my name. Espinoza cigars are made with only the finest tobaccos, hand-selected and aged to perfection. Our cigars are bold in flavor, yet refined to the palate. Look for Espinoza cigars at your nearest fine tobacconist. For more information, visit EspinozaCigars.com.
If you created the Aging Room Small Batch Cigar line, the highest-rated boutique cigar brands of our times, what would you do next? Well, if you're Rafael Nodal from Boutique Blend Cigars, you would combine your three most important passions of your life, Cuba, music, and cigars, and create a new classic, La Boheme Cigars. La Boheme is Rafael's take on the golden age of Cuban cigars. A medium-bodied cigar, rich in flavors, reminiscent of the island he left 35 years ago in a small boat with his family. Smoke La Boheme today. Blending is in our DNA.
Keeping Cuba's most coveted traditions for 3 generations, the legend continues with San Lotano. With signature blends by A.J. Fernandez available in a smooth and creamy Connecticut, a hearty, rich San Andreas box press, Maduro, and a robust, full-bodied Habano. A.J. Fernandez continues the legacy with his new creation, the prestigious San Lotano Oval. Using ultra-premium aged tobacco that takes a whole new shape and balance, the San Lotano Oval is now available in both a Maduro and Habano wrapper. Visit your local tobacconist today and ask for San Lotano Cigars by A.J. Fernandez.
The A. Flores signature cigar brands out of the PDR Cigar Factory in the Dominican Republic are a must-have for every cigar connoisseur. Whether you smoke the A. Flores Seri Privada, the AFR 75 Edmundo, or the Flores E. Rodriguez 10th Anniversary Reserva Limitada, you will find yourself experiencing truly unique cigars that set new standards for superior construction, smooth draws, and flavor complexity. Visit your nearest tobacconist and ask for the fine cigars of Abe Flores, the hottest boutique cigar maker in the industry.
When you light a Davidoff cigar, you set aglow the richest tradition of cigar making in the world. You release craftsmanship achieved by our investment in that most precious of commodities, time. The time it takes to create a Davidoff cigar as it passes through 600 hands before it arrives in yours. The time it takes to age and mature the tobacco which fills a Davidoff cigar, sometimes as much as 10 years. The time it takes to hand pick, hand roll, and then carefully hand check each individual cigar before it is fit to wear the legendary Davidoff white band. In every second of enjoyment, there are decades of experience. In every way, it is time beautifully filled.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. You're listening to Kiss My Ash Radio.
Named after the most interesting man in the cigar world, the Nestor Miranda Special Selection is carefully made in Esteli, Nicaragua, using only the finest Nicaraguan Habano wrapper. The cigar is oily to the touch and is second to none in construction. Available in both a dark, spicy, sweet Oscuro wrapper and a bold, full-bodied Rosado wrapper. For the tobacconist nearest you offering Nestor Miranda cigars, visit MiamiCigarAndCompany.com.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio's 200th episode, broadcasting live from Davidoff of Geneva since 1911 in Tampa, Florida. I am Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the incomparable Honest Abe. And the lovely Lady M.
I'm ordering drinks.
It's okay. This is what we do here when we're broadcasting live from a place with a full bar. Your mic is on.
It is now.
No, it was on earlier.
Is it on?
Okay, well, apparently you picked up the wrong mic because I thought you had a different one. And that's why that wasn't on earlier. And we are here broadcasting live. We just got done talking to Jim Young and Jeff Borshowitz about the wonderful Davidoff store we are currently partaking in and enjoying everything about. And with us now is a lovely young lady. Hello, Carolyn Beltran. Thank you for joining us.
How are you?
I'm great. So how is it I have not known about you beforehand? And
meanwhile, she's actually been in our lives for like the past 5 years.
Apparently,
you
didn't want to introduce yourself. Apparently, you've been to the Great Smoke a few times.
Yeah, you got to get busy. Where you been?
He works.
I was running around like a crazy person, but Hoochly.com, right?
Yeah, I'd like to say something, too. About a year ago, how old is the site? Originated, basically.
Originated in 2011, but technically we launched it in 2014.
Okay, so 2014. So literally about a year ago, one of my staff members says, "Dude, did you see his site? Hoochly.com."
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'm like, what? And we looked at it, and I remember saying at that time, somebody should get this young lady on the show. Dropped the ball, never happened. Meanwhile, over the next year, 2 years, you've blown this thing up everywhere.
Yeah.
You got Hoochly fans, guy. I mean, how many followers do you have on your social group now?
I don't even know. I mean, it's just crazy right now. Well, my site kind of like evolved into a Facebook group now that we have probably close to 700 members just on the group itself. By the way, a shout out to all the sisters and brothers at the Hoochly Cigar Shack.
Yeah.
Lots of them are listening right now.
And
so.
apparently even wear of everything because you're wearing a Hoochly shirt.
Yes.
There's gear. I want a Hoochly shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you qualified to be a Hoochly? This lady
is super qualified.
Listen,
oh, come on
if
now.
I wasn't engaged,
You gotta have some standards.
She's drinking mimosas at 10 a.m.
What qualifiers are to be a Hoochly?
There we go. She's drinking mimosas.
That's it? That's all it takes?
Yeah.
What, are you saying that I'm not valid to be a Hoochly?
My puppy could drink a mimosa in the morning.
I think I'd be a pretty
Oh,
cool
no,
Hoochly.
Oh, yeah.
Wear my Jesus sandals. I would be like...
So tell us, what exactly is a Hoochly?
All right. Well, Hoochly pretty much is just anything that represents us as a lifestyle of smoking cigars. We like cigars. We like whiskey. We like the
Bourbons.
fun lifestyle. Everything that's fun. I mean, cigars. What we're trying to do right now is just cigars is just all about the fun. It's a cigar.
How did you come up with this idea? What did it originate from? Were you a big cigar fan? I mean, Hoochly, I believe, stands for like what they used to call whiskey.
No, actually, Hoochly is more of a.
I don't know.
Get him another bourbon.
Hungover,
it's
hanging.
hard to describe.
Well,
Hooch really is a slang for
Hooch is slang for moonshine.
alcohol, moonshine.
That's what I was saying.
Yes.
It's another from alcohol.
Right.
But now, was it an alcohol-based
It's
site
kind of how we
first?
started.
Okay.
So one thing kind of led to another. I've been a brand ambassador for whiskey companies for a long time, 10 years now. So it kind of like just
What does a
went
brand
from
ambassador
there.
do for whiskey?
Brand ambassador just
And how
is
can
the
I get more?
face
How can I
of
get
the
more of
brand.
them?
And give samples away and represents the brand and help the brand make sales at the end of
So
the day.
you're going around the country giving everybody free booze and making them happy.
In Florida, yes.
That's
absolutely.
a great job.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. And then, well, it was just kind of like we transitioned into Hoochly because we like cigars. And mainly I like to post a lot of things on social media. And then what happens when you post something on Facebook, the next day it's gone. I mean, all the content that we create, to have it on social media is just really not worth it.
Newsfeed is washed out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we decided to start the website as a place for everything to be in there so people can go and see what's going on. We do reviews. We do cigar reviews as well. We do video pairings.
Are you
we
the
do
reviewer?
interviews. I do the pairings.
The pairings.
Yes. And now we do have a form online when anybody that knows at least, something about cigars and knows and enjoys the cigars, they can actually go and fill out this form, and then they can actually do a review that is actually rated 1 to 100. But our reviews are not really that lengthy, and we really just tell you, hey, this is a good cigar, check it out. We don't really take it that seriously like other cigar blogs out there. We really are just about the fun. I mean, a cigar is a cigar at the end of the day. It's meant to be smoked and enjoyed.
It's the experience that you're trying to make.
Right.
So that's what we're pretty much doing with Hoochly and just giving, sharing that experience
with
with
beautiful
everybody.
women.
And on top of that,
Which brings me to my next question.
It's not an eyesore.
Do you have a boyfriend? Does he appreciate you?
That's the most forward I've ever seen him
Does
in
he
my life.
appreciate you? Does he understand you? Does he give everything? Because listen, I mean, if it comes to that, I can give you I'll give you 30 minutes, and I'll probably waste your time, but it's okay.
I
I'll
don't
do my
have
best.
a boyfriend, but I'm accepting
All right.
applications.
Absolutely. That's
Don't
what I
tell
like to
him
hear.
that.
When we
But that application is going to be pretty lengthy.
It's going to be a lengthy application, I'm
Don't
sure.
tell him
When we
that.
come back, we're going to talk more with Carolina Beltran. We're going to see more from the Davidoff in Geneva store. Make sure you are out there and keeping it lit.
Don't be out there.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Zycar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Zycar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Zycar, for life.
The Oliva family, makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars, and in 2014, the Serie V Melanio Figurado was crowned as #1 cigar in the world. The Serie V Milanio is known for its rich, big notes of leather framed by a range of coffee, caramel, and woody intonations. So always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality.
Congratulations, champ, on winning your exhibition fight. What are you going to do to celebrate?
I'm going to smoke one of these amazing Leaf by Oscar cigars.
You mean Leaf by Oscar?
That's what I said, Leaf by Oscar.
It's called Leaf by Oscar, and yes, they are amazing cigars.
See, now you're making me mad. I just want to enjoy my Leaf by Oscar cigar, but you're making fun of me.
It's called Leaf by Oscar.
That's 2 knockouts. Now I get to smoke 2 Leaf by Oscar cigars.
That's Leaf by Oscar.
I smoke Padilla. Hear me roar. Living in this land of political freedom, Ernesto and Carlos Padilla, the sons of the lion-hearted writer and poet Alberto Padilla, once imprisoned by the Castro government and whose forefathers grew tobacco in our beloved Cuba, are proudly blending cigars that continue the magnificent Cuban traditions of cigar making. Visit your local tobacconist and ask for the unique smoking experience that is Padilla. One puff of Padilla and you'll roar too.
Awarded the 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year with numerous 90-plus ratings, the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar celebrates Tabacalera Perdomo's 20 years as one of Nicaragua's largest premium cigar manufacturers. Using only the highest priming tobaccos grown exclusively by the Perdomo family, the 20th Anniversary Cigar has a tremendous profile with layer upon layer of rich, elegant, complex flavors. Visit your nearest authorized tobacconist today and experience the masterful blend of these Nicaraguan puros. Now available in extremely limited edition pyramid size in sun-grown or Maduro.
Voted the #1 gentleman's club worldwide. The Spearmint Rhino is Palm Beach County's most exclusive hotspot. Celebrate Tito on a Thursdays, every Thursday, 8 p.m. till close. And enjoy 2-for-1 Avion margaritas, bucket specials, Tito's bottle special, and complimentary taco bar from 9 p.m. till midnight. Every Monday, Spearmint Rhino is uncovered with free entry during the game. Bucket and bottle specials and $5 Jameson shots. Located on Okeechobee and Military Trail, come see us at the Spearmint Rhino, the premier upscale gentleman's club.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio, the 200th episode. Aging very well. I am Adam K, the Brewmeister. We are broadcasting live from the Davidoff in Geneva since 1911 Tampa store. And we couldn't be happy to be here, especially with all of the wonderful bourbons they have on hand. With me, of course, the incomparable Honest Abe, the lovely Lady M. Yes, your mic is on.
Yeah, she's doing my mic.
No, I was doing my karate.
Well, listen, I want to address some of the wonderful crowd that's here.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to come back, you know what to do. There you go.
Who are listening to our show here live from Davidoff, Tampa, here in Tampa, Geneva, Tampa, Florida. Mm-hmm. I have a box here of these Davidoff exclusive Tampa cigars. Actually, a delicious cigar.
Delicious?
Delicious.
That's actually my dad's word.
Well, he's a smart man. Delicious.
That's
I didn't know your dad had a word.
No,
also
everything, fish and
Explain
chips, the Bud Light, whatever
word?
it is, that was delicious.
Also a great Fergie song, because I'm Fergalicious. It's delicious.
I was like, Dad, is that Bud Light really delicious?
Dylan's got me.
And for him, it was delicious. Leave your dad alone.
There we go.
So anyway, we have this beautiful box that Jeff gave us here on KMA Radio that we're going to give away to somebody out here in the audience.
What's that valued at?
It's a $200 box of cigars, okay? We need 3 volunteers from the crowd to have a chance to win this box.
Looking for 3.
Anybody?
Looking for 3.
3?
Oh, we
got 1 volunteer. We need 2 more.
All right.
AJ,
Dylan's
get
on
us
it.
3 volunteers. Yeah, well, no, they don't know.
Come on.
Get 3
Come up.
volunteers.
Come up.
So while they're doing that, go round them up, Lady M. We're going to finish up with Carolina here a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So where is it now you hope the site to go? What is your main objective of what you want to accomplish next for Hoochly?
Well, we want to continue with what it is right now. We want people to have fun with it and follow us and be fun wherever it is that we do. We try to probably start branching into merchandise here and
Yeah?
there.
Well, I see the beautiful
Yeah.
shirts. Shirts are cool.
People are liking it. People really love that.
Also, like next weekend, you want to come down, you have dinner, whatever. I'm
really
available.
working hard.
You are? I don't think you're available. I think
I'm
you're
available.
like
Oh, he is so available.
Trust me, I'm very
He
available.
is so available.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. I have to have all the whole record and you know.
I'll get you some references.
References
I've got some
and
great
all that.
references. It's okay.
And now you incorporate beautiful women on top of talking about great booze and cigars. Now let's throw some hot, sexy women.
Absolutely.
Explain
Cherry
that
on
part
top.
to me.
Well,
Is that just like raw meat for the men, and you're just throwing the raw meat out on the table? Here you go, devour it.
Sometimes you got to do. Our friend Eric Calavino does the same thing.
Well, it all started because being a brand ambassador for liquor companies, I know a lot of those girls are doing the same thing with me. And also a lot of friends that are in the industry that like to have fun and whatnot. So one day we just started to take pictures before a promotion and whatever, and then I don't know, we just took it from there, and then they enjoy the lifestyle as well. They like to smoke and drink and have fun, so why not throw it out there and put it on the website as well as, the cherry on top.
Well, I mean, it's pretty cool and it's amazing. And anybody who wants to check out your site should go to hoochly.com.
Hoochly.com,
That's
that's it.
HOOCHLY.
LY, that's it.
.com. Awesome stuff. So, listen, what a lot of people don't know about you, that in the 3rd grade, you were the hula hoop champion of Columbia. No?
They don't know
not
that.
true?
No, that's
yes.
not true.
She was the hula hoop champion of Columbia, yes. So what we're going to do is we've selected 3 members of the audience. We have 2 gentlemen here and a young lady who have hula hoops in their hand. And the person who lasts the longest after the break will come in and challenge the hula champion for this box of cigars here.
All right. So
All
now
right?
we're going to get started. So, all right. Hula hoops around the waist.
It's all right.
Doesn't matter.
It's all right. I just want to see you hula hoop.
That's the whole thing I want. I got Dylan Austin.
We have
here,
Dylan
Davidoff.
Austin, yeah.
Dylan Austin of
He's like,
Doubt of Geneva.
I don't qualify. It's okay. It's worth it just to watch
Absolutely.
you hula hoop.
I would pay money to watch you hula hoop, but I don't have to because you already have a hula hoop in your hand.
Listen, you got the hips, Dylan.
I gave away all my singles, man. I have nothing left to give you.
Dylan, you got the hips. I got faith.
Come on.
You got the hips.
Give it away. Come
All
on.
right?
Here we go.
I mean, let's all face it. Heather really has the hips, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, her hips
Are you
are
ready,
nice.
Heather, Miss Payne? Are you ready to bring them the pain?
All right.
All right, here we go.
All right, come on, guys. Let's put
hula
the
hoops in
around.
position.
Let's get the hula hoops
You guys
in
got to give
position.
each other a little space here. Can we move that chair?
All right.
Give him a little room here.
Just do a little,
There you
got
go.
enough
There we
room?
go.
All right.
There we
Let's
go.
people move
Okay.
Chairs.
Don't
All
hurt
right.
nobody now. Make sure you got a good
I think
clearance.
we got everything on the Periscope now, so if you're watching this on Periscope, you're seeing everybody getting ready to hula hoop in. All right. In.
On the count of 3. Wait, Heather Payne. There you go. 2,
All right.
1, go. Oh, Dylan.
Oh,
terrible.
my
Heather,
goodness.
hands down, Heather Payne. The hula hoop
Wow,
queen.
that was fantastic. Dylan, that was horrible.
What's up?
was
We thought
terrible.
you had the rhythm, Dylan.
I thought you had the motion in the ocean kind of going on there, but nothing apparently.
Oh, Lady M showing her
Lady M
skills.
is now just trying to hula hoop. And woo, look at her go. I didn't know she had that kind of a, that was fantastic.
So you've seen your competition. You don't look too nervous.
Oh, she's got it going on. Her hips don't lie.
No, she's got it going on. We want to do it now? We got time?
We have time to.
All right, let's do the final here. Let's
All
have
right.
Heather Payne versus Carolina Beltran for KMA's Hula Hoop Championship.
Yes.
Here we go.
Winner takes him with
Emily,
Davidoff.
move this chair. Get her out of the way.
Yes.
Up or out. All right, here we go, ladies.
All
There we
right.
go. Heather
We should
Payne's
have
making-
this.
There we go.
All right. We have everybody in. Everybody's in the periscoping. Absolutely. You can watch this live on video.
No, there'll be no physical
Come on,
touching.
hey.
No. Here we go.
Let's keep this clean, fair. However, if you want to start fighting later,
We're gonna have
kissing or
we're
whatever,
gonna have the
I'll
Housewives
let
of
that go
Tampa. We're
later
gonna have
on.
the Housewives of Tampa.
Ooh, that'll be a good
Second.
one.
Here we go. Now ready? 3, 2, 1. Hula hoop. Oh, Carolina Heather Payne.
Wow. That was
No, look at a show off.
Oh. Keep going. Just keep going. Come on. We got this on video.
Third grade was a long, long time ago. Carolina wants a rematch.
All right.
That's
okay.
for our
Now,
300th
listen,
episode.
If you even get it through, come on. Just try it for 20 seconds. See if you can get it. Come on. Just give it another shot. Here we go. Okay.
Oh, there she goes.
Oh, now she's got the.
Oh.
I got to tell you,
Miss Payne, you are the lucky winner of this beautiful 10-count box of Davidoff of Geneva cigars, which I'm enjoying. You can't go wrong. Well done. Congratulations, doll. Thank you so much.
And that's how you play
hula with a hoochly.
Hula with a hoochly.
Hula with a hoochly.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to talk to some members of the audience. We're going to see what's going on. Make sure you're out there and you're keeping it lit.
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
You know, some football players today remind me of Cuban cigars. They're weaker, they talk too much, and they don't pack the same punch they used to.
Take it from Mike Ditka, member of Camacho's Board of the Bold, and check out the new Camacho Corojo line of smokes, built for the expert palate and fine-tuned for maximum flavor impact, consistency, and quality. Pick one up today.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
From the makers of the #1 cigar in the USA in 2013, the Aging Room Quattro F55 comes yet another highly rated cigar, the Aging Room Bin #1, a full-bodied Dominican cigar made with some of the world's oldest tobacco in the market today. It starts out smooth and builds up in strength and flavor until it reaches its full potential. The Aging Room Bin #1, for the true connoisseur looking for a sophisticated smoking experience with balance, complexity, and character. Aging Room Cigars. Blending is in our DNA.
The Oliva family, makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best, and in 2014, the Serie V Melanio Figurado was crowned as #1 cigar in the world. The Serie V Melanio is known for its rich, big notes of leather framed by a range of coffee, caramel, and woody intonations. Oliva cigars can be found at a retailer near you. Ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality.
Look, everyone knows working out sucks. If getting healthy and in shape was easy, everyone would be doing it. But imagine an environment where workouts were specially designed for dramatic physical changes, where you have personal supervision of a certified trainer and a group of supportive, like-minded individuals working alongside you, constantly motivating you to do your best. This is why CrossFit has swept the nation. Check out CrossFitChrome.com for our newest location in Boynton Beach and see how you can get your first month for only $29. That's CrossFitChrome.com. Eat, sleep, Chrome, repeat.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio, broadcasting live from Davidoff, Geneva since 1911. Yeah, sorry. No, it's on. No, you picked the wrong headset.
Please headset. There you go.
Oh, okay, you grabbed a different headset than I thought you grabbed.
There you go.
There we go.
You're right. He does have your mic off all the time.
No, the problem is you were sitting in a different spot, and then you grabbed a different headset, and I'm trying to figure out which headset's on.
We just like messing with you, that's all.
Just put the mics on.
Well, then lies the problem. When you just put the mics on, guess what happens? You get... And nobody wants that. That's not a great thing. Thank you, Kyle Gallis of Warp Cigars, joining us. Thank you for driving all the way up from Jupiter to be here. I mean...
You're about the only guy who drove about as far as we did.
Exactly. Yeah, I drove from Jupiter. What are you kidding? We're neighbors.
There you go. We are.
I want to also, before we get rushed off, I want to give a big thanks to Jeff and Jim and all the team here at Davidoff for making us at home the last couple nights.
H, my
Thanks,
man.
There you go.
Where'd
Thank
H
you.
go? H, that's my boy over there. H, if you guys don't know H, absolutely.
And all the wonderful folks who came out to listen to our show live this morning, thank you so much.
Thank
we really appreciate it.
Absolutely, thank you.
We got a picture, we got a little poster over there please feel free to sign it. Let us remember
we'd love some
you came by and watched our
signatures.
200 episode, and we got some cake coming out right after the show, so stick around.
Yes, there's plenty of markers. Here, make sure the markers go
I already
up.
got one up there. We already got
Markers
one.
are already up there. Fantastic. That's what we like to hear. Kyle, so this is your first time in this new store.
It is.
Oh, your first time too?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful.
Also, what happened to my bourbon?
Kid, he's going to get him his
Oh,
bourbon.
now you want that?
Exactly. I'm ready. I mean, come on. I already had one, and I'm ready
he's
for a
back to
second one.
life.
Exactly.
Very early in the morning to get up and get dressed and be here the way you're dressed this morning.
Like I've said before, even though
That's like a project.
No, it's not. It's actually
Kyle's a
easier
very dapper man.
Listen.
It's easier.
Okay.
You know what?
I know you have a
Sometimes
suit
it
guy.
is.
I know you have a suit guy in New York. What is your suit budget?
I don't think I want to say that.
I would like to. I
But
concur
listen,
to that
I have
because
a hard time picking out my sweatpants and matching gym shirt. Like, I couldn't even imagine doing this.
No, it's easier than casual because it's like suit, shirt, tie, square, and you're done. That's it.
Listen, you're wearing more pieces than I wear in a week right now.
Yeah, Abe
All
wishes
right.
I attempted at 1% of what you do for work every day.
What?
My casual wear.
Did you try to do a math equation on
Yeah,
the air?
1%.
I know it worked out. It was pretty good.
I was shocked. She actually worked
I know
out.
it was impressive.
And you actually feel that way.
So, Kyle, what's going on with Warped? Anything new?
Actually, we're working on a new brand for the IPCPR right now. So.
And last time you were on the show, you wouldn't tell us anything about it. Can you tell us anything about it now?
I could tell you there's 3 Vitolas that we're launching with it.
Okay.
So all new sizes. We've never done them before. So that's good. And then one double band.
Wait, Vitolas you've never done, yet you won't do anything bigger than a 54.
Correct. No, 52. Sorry,
52. You won't do anything bigger than a 52, yet all new Vitolas. Come on, elaborate.
Well, I can't elaborate too much, but I can say there may be a Lonsdale in there. We've never done a true Lonsdale.
Okay.
So, but that's the only one I can really elaborate on right now.
And it's to be released at the trade show.
At the trade show, yes.
So we have to wait till July.
Yes.
And if I bribe you, can I get samples before that?
I don't think you actually need to bribe me. You know, I usually stop in on Fridays, so down in Boynton. So if you're
You
if
should
you're
stop
there-
in on Saturdays for karaoke.
Oh God, you do karaoke?
I have to say, I actually
she
no
attempts
way.
karaoke.
I am the
Don't
queen
lie.
of karaoke.
Listen, you promised us today you would do the worm.
No.
No worm?
Who
No
wants
worm?
to see it?
No. No, she'll do it. And the worst part, she was freestyling last night in the car.
Oh, if you want to see the video, come see me later after the
Oh,
show.
my
I'll show you the
God.
2-minute, 40-minute
Lady M
video I've got.
freestyling on the way to dinner.
Oh, not great.
Back to Kyle.
It will end up on social media.
It better
Good.
not.
Oh, yes.
I'll post it
It
online
will.
too if you give it to me.
It will. So, what's your take, Kyle? You're a new guy in the industry, relatively young than most, and you come in the cigar industry, and it's such a wonderful, nice, cozy, feely time as FDA legislation and government. How's your take on that? You ever get concerned about your future?
Well, obviously you have to be concerned about it, but for me, it's just go about business as usual until I'm told not to.
That's the way I look at it, actually.
Yeah. So
what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Well,
I feel.
one of my mentors, Sal Fontana.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Was almost
Absolutely.
35 years in the cigar industry. Worked with Camacho Cigars, helped with the company. Dylan's out there. But one of the things he used to tell me is, he said this to me once, I never forgot it. If heaven and earth won't change it, why worry? It's going to happen. Why waste your time worrying about it? That's it. Just work like it's going forward. That's
Exactly. Until we're told not to, or I'm told to close doors, or whatever may happen based on what piece of legislation we get.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but that was another thing I found really odd in Tampa. Is all the clubs we went to last night, no smoking at all. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, it was very
This is
strange.
Cigar City.
It's just amazing. It's amazing the difference from like one coast to another, one town to another.
Yeah.
Or one of the guys he was telling me, if you go up another 30 minutes out of the county, it's like a completely different environment.
Well, it's like I said last night when we were driving down one street, and you said, I can't believe I saw this many massage parlors.
There was 5 spas on one street. This is a really pervy town, where the demand is like amazing. I mean, I can't believe it.
As I said, I'm pretty sure it's like, apparently the governing body said, okay, you can be on this street.
This is the one road.
That's it.
I'm
That's
telling
the
you.
road you get,
I
and
mean,
nothing else.
We
obviously were down the wrong road.
No, I mean we got our share of happy ending, massage parlors in West Palm Beach.
Obviously.
But they're scattered.
they're
There's one
everywhere.
here in the corner.
There's one over there.
One there.
there's
Look
one here.
around the bush.
And
I
they're
think there's
very
one.
hidden, though. These
Yeah.
were like,
Neon signs. Like, holy cow.
they were pretty funny.
Yeah, so apparently everybody in Tampa really needs a happy ending.
Yeah, people are, now I know why everybody's smiling as I'm walking around town.
Man, I need to move to a different city.
No.
No, you just
You need
to-
the city.
Oh, okay.
You could use the city.
That's what I'm saying.
So tell us, what's your take on this beautiful store that Davidoff and the Borshowitz have built here in Tampa?
It's absolutely stunning. I'm a real big fan of modern interior design.
Oh, so this is right up your alley.
This is like at home. I kind of just want to put a cot over here and just kind of.
The cot would ruin the feng shui, though.
No, I'll hide it behind the bar.
It would be like a really cool futon, like a leather futon, and then it would pull out to like a full size.
Yeah,
thing.
you and I are both very big. Have you gotten into the bourbon selections and the whiskey selections yet?
I looked at the menu shortly, but you don't need to look at the menu to see what's on that back wall. So.
Well, that's the problem. If you start looking at the menu and you realize, whoa.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I was in Scotland.
You know, you have to understand, here's a man who really doesn't get excited about anything.
Except bourbon.
No, I mean, when he talks like this, it's somebody we don't know. We don't recognize this man right now. He was being social, talking. In fact, I don't think he left the staff alone for like 5 minutes.
That's shocking.
But no, I'm happy for
I'm
you.
in my element. This is what I do.
I'm happy for you.
I know. I do my best.
He's actually an argument for alcoholism in the workplace. Because you put a little bourbon in him, he becomes such a nice, pleasant guy.
Abe sometimes feeds Adam bourbon in the middle of the day just to loosen him up
I've
a
done
little,
it.
just to make him normal.
Yep. If I just see him wound up so tight, I will go to the bartender. Will you go get him a double bourbon, please?
If you worked for Abe as long as I have, you would be wound up that much too.
Here's to that.
I should be a triple alcoholic.
Proust, absolutely.
Proust. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, after the break, we got another break. We're going to come back. Yeah, we got one.
We don't.
No, we don't.
We do not.
We did?
We do not have a break.
We missed it?
No, we already did it.
Oh.
Yes, we're in the final segment of the show, and that's where we're currently at.
I want to talk to you a little bit about you. You not only do cigars, but you.
I know, but we had the time, Adam. I wanted you to do the break anyway. What are we going to talk about? We take the break, come back and start CSI. Go ahead.
I'll do a break for you guys. Just because
Thanks.
it's for you.
Thanks, Colin.
Good job, Colin.
With cigars,
Colin's going to do a
CSI
break.
right after this.
Keep it lit.
The story that made the cigar. The cigar that made history. 80 years ago, Monte Cristo began a legacy of crafting only the finest cigars. Now, that
Colin,
legacy
just make
is
it like
honored
a
by the very special,
2-minute break,
extremely
okay?
limited edition Monte Cristo 80th Anniversary Cigar. Crafted for the first time, Dominican Pelatico tobacco. Grown from seeds hand-carried from Cuba by Papi Mendez. This exclusive cigar is like no other, rolled in a dark and oily Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. The Monte Cristo 80th Anniversary Cigar features a rich, fuller body and wonderfully complex smoke. Packaged in an elegant handmade box, these exceptional cigars are available now at your local tobacconist. Honor the legacy with the Monte Cristo 80th Anniversary.
Surgeon General warning. Cigar smoking can cause cancers of the mouth and throat, even if you do not inhale.
Zycar, the world leader in cigar accessories, has done
You're
it
bringing
again.
us back after
One
this,
of their
right?
best lighters is now even better. The popular Enigma Double Jet Flame lighter is now the new Enigma 2. Complete with a new clean design, this lighter was re-engineered for dependability and performance. It feels more ergonomic in your hand, and new internal components give it the horsepower you need. Like everything Zycar, this comes with the incredible lifetime warranty. Zycar for life.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio with Honest Abe, Adam K, the Brewmeister, and the lovely Lady M.
Welcome back to Kiss My Ash Radio's 200th episode, broadcasting live from Davidoff, Geneva since 1911 in Tampa, Florida. I am Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the wonderful Honest Abe, and sitting in here with us for our final segment, Kyle Gellis of Warped, and Dylan Austin of Davidoff, Geneva. Dylan, welcome back, buddy.
What's happening, man?
How you been, man?
How are you?
I can't complain.
Congrats on 200, guys.
Thank you, man.
I greatly appreciate it. I mean, you've been a guest multiple times on the show.
Yes,
and
with multiple people.
Yeah.
And
it's
apparently
been a
you're
while
not
now.
a great hula hooper.
No.
I am not a good hula hooper, no. I should have gotten a practice round before, but I didn't.
You know what? Listen.
I was also sober as well.
You did not have...
big difference.
That's the problem. Where
Big
were the bloody...
difference.
Come on. There's plenty of Bloody Marys going around. Why didn't you have one?
Saturday, I have a family. I have to go back to them, so
Okay.
I'm
Me
not going
too.
to do that.
I have a
so.
4-hour drive I could sober up.
I also have
so
to
do
go
I,
to a
so-
car dealership after here and
Really?
talk some stuff with them. So
Gonna
probably
go
not
lay
good
some
to have
smackdown?
A couple drinks before that.
That's a good, come on.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to a car dealership, you got to be a little buzzed at least.
Maybe you, but me, it's a different story. You don't want me doing that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe it's not. But, okay, so you're here in Pinellas Park. You're here in Tampa. I mean, come on, give me an idea of how much have you been here?
This is my third time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was waiting for the bar to get open, but was out here for the grand opening the other night. It was a couple of weeks ago, and it was...
I heard it was chaos.
Yeah, it was probably about 500 people here, so...
Do you get involved in this process at all? In the development
I don't. That is the pleasure of Rich Kruchek, my colleague, sitting across the room over here. So...
I totally forgot. Rich is there, too. Hey, Rich, what's up, man? Good to see you again.
We could share a headphone if you want. No, okay.
He's good. He's happy to give you the mic.
Of course.
So
what happened to Lady M? How did I substitute? Did she start to sober up or something?
You know,
and you guys
when we mix alcoholism with these live shows, it doesn't pan out all the time.
Okay.
So it doesn't work out.
The only
it doesn't work out for the best.
Yeah. Especially when I'm still hungover.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's a crap roll no matter what.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
But hey, thanks for being here, man.
Thank you, man. It's good to see you.
I
Thanks
know.
for the hug too.
Hey, always a pleasure, my friend.
It's very
Absolutely.
warming.
Did we get time to find out who belongs?
I know. With that, it's time to find out who belongs in the Cigar and Sand Asylum this week.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum,
Did you know I'm utterly insane? We all go a little mad sometimes.
where logic and reason cease to exist.
This week, from our good friends over at CLE and Asylum Cigars, it's time to find out who belongs in a Cigar and Sand Asylum. And this is one of my favorites, I have to tell you. Police can't solve the case of the Ninja Masturbator.
It's a true story.
A masked man, described as the Ninja Masturbator, has pleasured himself at the front door of a Seattle home several times, and police have yet to find him. It's a priority for us to get him ID'd so we can work on getting him in here for questioning or behind bars, said Detective Patrick McCod. He told the Huffington Post, the man is covered from head to toe in dark clothing, and it looks white in night vision surveillance, except for his active hand and exposed private parts, according to the Seattle Police Department. The first report of him burping the worm outside the house occurred January 10th when a resident called 911.
New phrase for me. I never heard that one.
A surveillance camera
Did you ever
caught
hear
him.
that one?
A surveillance camera caught him on the act on February 7th. That's the second time, cops say, who lived there at the University of Washington have heard suspicious sounds outside their house on several occasions. They say the suspect, whose makeshift ninja outfit and five-toed shoes stand out in security footage and has visited as many as 4 times in the last month at
I
one
tell
home.
you what, I really got to commend his attention to detail with the 4-toed ninja shoes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's a guy who's serious about his job. He is going to make himself ninja-esque.
Well, absolutely, especially if you're going to try and covertly burp the worm outside of a home.
There's a guy who belongs in the insane asylum.
Absolutely. That guy most definitely belongs in the Cigar and Sand Asylum, and hopefully they catch him soon, and hopefully more people out there are not trying to take over and be a ninja.
No.
Is he for hire? Can you hire him and put him places? Or?
You have some people you want to send him to?
Yeah, I've got a couple of people I'd like to send him over to see.
That's a great present.
I think for the right fee, Adam would.
No, he would not.
Adam, if he doesn't buy what I want him to buy, I'm going to send that guy to you.
There you go.
That's a horrible idea. There's already way too many problems.
He'll bring bourbon, though, so you can relax beforehand.
That's just even worse. That's just like the lube of trying to make a bad situation.
Yeah. Anyways, I really want to thank all the awesome people here in Tampa and Davidoff and Corona Cigar for having us out here today.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure being here at the Davidoff Geneva since 1911 Tampa store. We are pleased to be here. Thanks, everybody, for being out here tonight. This has been the 200th episode of Kiss My Ash Radio. We hope you all are out there keeping it lit. God bless. Good night.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.